Now, winter time can be a bit bleak, daunting, not very nice. As you can see today, it's bitterly cold. The frost's still on the ground. It's about 2:30. Lakes are frozen over. It's bitterly cold, but there is some great fishing to be had. You can get some good leagues, silverfish leagues, winter fishing, just even a few hours pleasure fishing. You can get. I've had some great days over the winter, but one thing I think is really essential is being warm and ideal on the bank in your clothing. Now, speaking to a few people over YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, is just sometimes a little bit unsure of what they need to get out in the winter time, and being underprepared. And once people get cold, I think they don't go back to it. So what I'm going to do today is just run through everything that I wear in different scenarios, sort of clothing aspects. So whether it's a bitterly cold day like it is today, what I choose to do that, heated clothing I use, and then going through on the milder winter days, I'm just going to go through everything that I've got in my armoury of my clothing to keep nice and toasty and catching loads of fish this winter. So that's enough waffling, let's get stuck into what I wear in the bank. So dead simple. Actually, here's some I've prepared earlier, some socks in the pocket. Now these are just the new waterproof ones. I just like these because they're a little bit tighter on your feet. I just feel like, obviously I'm not going to let any water in, but I just like them tight. I just feel like they keep a little bit more heat in. That I haven't got them on today, but I use the Hydrotech wellies as well with them, just because keep your feet nice and dry. Last thing you want to do in the winter time is be sitting on the bank in trainers. So they're socks, dead simple. Now joggers, I personally like just the standard joggers, just because I feel like it's a bit lighter. I don't really feel the cold on my legs, but if you feel the cold on your legs, then Celsius will be a little bit better because they're a little bit more toasty. But I just like the normal joggers, just dead simple, dead lightweight and just free to move around. That's what I feel like is key. You've got a lot of layers on. The last thing you want to do is be all tight up and bulky, and it just makes it uncomfortable to fish. Now, one thing that's underneath here, which has been probably revolutionary to my fishing, is the Hydrotech hoodie. Now, if you haven't seen these before, it's got a different sort of material on the sleeve. Now, I think this is really, really important in winter time. When you're unhooking fish, you're not getting any wet sleeves and wet arms. So when you're keeping it close to your body, you're not creating a nice cold area. It just takes off, no water on that hoodie. It's just nice and simple. Also, like, it may sound stupid, but the cuffs are stop there. They don't drift down and go over your hands. They just stop there, and it keeps it nice and free and tidy. I just feel like it's a little bit better than a normal hoodie, just because it gives that element of not getting wet sleeves. There's nothing worse when you've got that sort of thing, and they're nice and warm as well. It's got a nice big hood on it. Now, one thing that I do a lot is wear a cap and then a beanie hat over the top. When the weather's not so cold, like not like today, I don't really want to be, I need that element of a cap, but when the conditions are like this today, I feel like you don't really need a cap. You can either put some sunglasses on or just a nice thick woolly hat on the top, just keep you nice and toasty. But also, one thing that's a bit underlooked is like a neck warmer. Now, especially, I won't be able to do it because I won't be able to hear, especially when, say, you're in cold, windy conditions, just keeping this area of your neck nice and warm just stops any wind or breeze getting down the back and chilling you out. That's the last thing you want, and also just keeps you nice and toasty and neck there. So it's nice soft material, one fits size all, straight over your head. I'm not going to do it because I'll probably get stuck, but it's just nice to keep that area there all tight and compact. You don't want to, like, last thing you want to do is have it everything here and then all the heat leaving at the top of your head. Keep it in. If it's a milder day, I like to pop a baseball cap on or a cap and then a beanie over the top. If it's a colder day today, I like to keep my beanie on, just keep it in, but everyone's a little bit different. Now, the one thing that I have been using, and I'll probably get rinsed for this, is that heated gilet. Now, it's the Thermatech one. Now, actually, just started using this winter. Now, over the years, I've had base layers, heated socks, heated trousers, and to be honest, a bit of a faff. The batteries don't last as long on them sort of things. They take a little bit too. You have to, like, sort of time it when you do it, and what I find is if you time it wrong, you can heat up dead quick, you can sweat a little bit, and then you can just chill at the end of the match. You always find you're shaking. As where I find this one, it's just a nice lightweight jacket. So it's dead simple. I can put my jackets over the top if I need to, but also you need a power pack with it. Crap on the back. So you get a Thermatec power pack, so it's dead simple to use now. Like I say, it's sleeveless, so it's just nice and compact. It's got a little zip there, put your keys in, or your phone, or your headphones, whatever you use. But on the inside, it's actually got the point where you connect it. So we're going to connect it up now. So we've got 81%. Literally plug them in. Oh, see there? Come on straight away. So we come on the badge. So red, very high. So that's a few. So we can just put it in the pouch there. Keeps it nice and out of the way. Now we can zip up. Now, if I wait a couple of seconds, I can start to no, it's not instant straight away, but you can start to feel it coming through. So there's 4 settings on this actual heated one. Now, obviously time's going to vary of how old your power pack is, what type of power pack. There's actually a fan. This is actually quite decent. These power packs, I use them a lot for charging my phone, taking them away on holiday with me. They're actually quite good. They take a little bit longer to charge, but obviously they last a little bit longer as well, so they do keep it well. So obviously now I can feel that it's starting to come through on my back. So different, keep that there, different settings. So we got high, very high is red. Just touch it down. Purple's high, green's medium, and then it goes to a nice light blue, which is low. So depending on, you're going to get longer for your light blue, obviously, and then flick it off. It's off now. So you're going to get longer for your light blue. You're going to get obviously your green, and then your purple's the next stage. And then obviously, if you want a quick blast to keep you nice and toasty, stick it on red. So that's the Thermatec. It's dead simple, like I say. Just literally keep it, pop it in there. Yes, it is a quite big power pack, but it is handy to have, and it is used for everything. You can take it away, even in the summer months. You can use it for charging your phone if you're on the bank or a festival. Just a little device you can have. So literally dead simple. Plug it in. Literally comes on, nice there. Going to heat it up. So I'm actually going to leave it on because it's actually quite cold. And I'm going to leave it on. Pop it in there to keep it nice and toasty. Now, flip it up. Now it may seem, like I say, just about keeping warm and keeping essential. Now, we've got 2 coats here, and 2 for different scenarios. So first of all, I'm actually gonna slip it on just because it makes more easier to show. So it's actually Duratec windstopper. Now, one thing I like about this top is, once again, it's got the cuffs there on my hand, so it's not gonna, you can see it's actually mucky, so I use it. It's not gonna drag my top, it's not gonna come up, and it's not gonna ride over and try and shift up my pole. Just keeps it all nice in the way, and your wrists out the way. Dead simple. Now, this is ideal when it's a little bit crosswind, there's a little bit wind in your face, all them like milder days where you just want a coat or a hoodie, but you don't need your little gilet underneath, or gilet, or whatever it's called, underneath. You can literally zip it up, keep nice and snug. Keep nice and snug, so you keep nice and tight around. Got nice pockets there, keep your hands warm if you need to put your hands in your pockets. Also, keys, you can literally lob them in there, nice zip. Now this is going to be really important, keeping the wind off you. So if it's a crosswind, it just keeps that little bit of a chill out of you. As you can see, I'm nice and snug. I'm not like, I can move around, I can ship a pole out, I can net fish dead easy. It's nothing, it's not limiting me and not like cramped up like a sardine. It's a nice one, just a simple sort of like wind stopper. I use this a lot as well when it's a little bit milder. The last thing I want is like a really thick coat or thick fleece over the top. So just a nice little wind stopper. Dead simple, as you see, nice and toasty still. I have to remember my keys are in there as well, otherwise be chasing around the van. So still got the heated clothing on. Now this one is going to be ideal for today. As you can see, it's freezing, and it's a nice big fluffy, I wouldn't say fluffy, but nice warm fleece. Now this is going to keep you really warm. So literally same again, zip it up, nice and compact. It's not, you've got 2 there for you if you need to put your hands in your pockets if you go feeder fishing or you're fishing on the bomb. Winter time, you can have to wait a few more minutes in summer for bites. So sometimes we're waiting 10 to 15, 20 minutes sometimes for bites, sometimes even longer depending on the vendor. So if you're on the feeder, you can keep nice and warm, you can have your flask, you can put your hands in your pockets, but Obviously there's not pockets on this one on the top, so just a nice little fleece over the top, like a nice big hood. That's what I like as well. If it gets a little bit chillier today, you can whack it up, proper zip it up to the top. Obviously I've got my neck warmer there, so it's stopping it, but pull it down. But like I say, you got the cuffs again, just keep it nice and simple. That's literally a basic run through of what I'd like to use. This would be an ideal situation for today, is if it's a little bit colder, it just keeps me a little bit warmer. Like I said before, if it starts raining, I will be putting my coat on. And also one important tip, I've got both trousers and bib and braces, but I feel like a bib and brace is more important in the winter time because it stops the draft getting on the bottom of your back, which can be really a chilly factor. As where trousers, sometimes they can ride down, sometimes they're not all the way up, and there can be a little bit of a gap. So the last thing you want is a gap. So ideally I haven't brought them with me because they're covered in maize and fish stuff, but they're all covered in that, so I haven't brought them with me. But that's what I like to use. I like to use that bib and brace, and then obviously put my fleece over the top to stop the draft, or if I'm using the wind stoppers to stop that. So that's a little run through of what we've got for winter fishing. It might seem a bit silly, but if you're a bit unsure what to use, it's just a simple aspect of what I've used on the banks. Like I said before, there's a few fish swimming around here under the ice. There's a bit of ice free over there because of an aerator, but you can have some great days in the winter. Now the last thing you want to do is be put off just because you haven't got the right clothing. Like, that is the one important thing. Keep yourself warm, keep yourself so you can be able to move, and it's just really important of that. Don't get me wrong, you can use, I think there's a soft shell heated clothing, so you can do that, but I just like this one because it's nice and lightweight, it's nice and thin, and I can get it over the top of the meat tops there. So if it does get a little bit warmer but I want to keep it on, I can just turn my, like, dead easy, I can turn it down, just say blue or green, blue there, so it's on the lowest setting. I can take my fleece off and I can fish. And one thing that's really important, like I said before, say if it gets a little bit warm and you think, oh, I'm a little bit hot now, just put that down there. You're not going to get cold arms and wet arms because of this hard check hoodie, but then you can fish nice and freely. And then if it gets a little bit cooler, like now it is getting a little bit cooler as the day draws in, you've got nice and simple. So a few little aspects of what I use. You've got some socks, trousers, obviously hoodie, heated clothing, which is really important in the winter, which I found, but this is probably one of the, I'm not going to say the best because that's too cliche, but it's probably the most productive thing I've used. I don't want to say best because that's just discarding it. I don't think there's a problem with under layer clothing which is heated, but I just find this one's a little bit easier. It just keeps the heat, it doesn't make you sweat as much, and obviously get colder when it runs out. So keep an eye on your temperature. Don't use too high if you don't feel like you need to. Sometimes you get a little quick burst, but nice and simple. It's got your pocket there, just keeps it nice and lightweight and dead simple. So hopefully you've took a few things from that, you get on the bank and catch loads of fish. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe below. It helps me out the channel and I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.